welcome back to the Pregnancy and Postnatal Entrepreneurs Collective podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about something that is a major struggle for so many birth workers, whether you are brand new or you have been around the block, and it's the fear of putting yourself out there, particularly on social media and in promoting and marketing yourself. This is something I see so often that I really felt I needed to dedicate a whole episode to it. And it's something that I really struggled with myself, especially in the beginning. If you've been listening to me for a while, you will know that I am a total introvert. That might not come across in my social media presence and with podcasting, but I am actually ridiculously introverted. I hate making phone calls. I won't even call it takeaway. So being able to order things online has been the biggest joy in my life. So when I first realized I needed to put myself out there, the idea of going on video and listening to my own voice was absolutely terrifying. I've a fairly strong North Dublin accent, which isn't always associated with positive things here. And I also speak really, really fast. And I was always told growing up that people couldn't understand me because I was talking too fast. On top of that, I never really liked how I looked. So the thought of doing video and putting my face and voice online and saying, I have this class to come to, please come to my class, made me want to throw up. But the thing is, this fear is completely normal. It's a protection mechanism, and that's a good thing. Our brains and our bodies are trying to keep us safe. But if we never push out of our comfort zone, we can't grow. My son's teacher always says, our mistakes make us grow, and that's why I'm so tall. Now, he is 6'4". But he's right. Our mistakes do help us improve. We have to put ourselves out there, make mistakes, and learn from them. So by the end of this episode, my goal is to take you from being fearful about putting yourself out there to actually giving it a shot. You'll start showing up with a little bit more confidence and build on that every day. So let's dive in. We'll start with, why are we so afraid of visibility anyway? And a big one is fear of judgment and worrying about maybe what family, friends, or colleagues will think. Who does she think she is? Is that something that you've thought about before? It's a big one for many people, and some might fear family judgment the most. Others worry about what other birth workers think. Or if you're still in a full-time job, you might fear what your colleagues' opinions are. Or if you've left a job, maybe what your previous colleagues might think. Understanding where this fear comes from can help you overcome it. Another thing that looms big for people along with fear of judgment is imposter syndrome. So you might feel that you are not expert enough to be sharing your knowledge. Maybe you think you're too new or that others have covered the topic better. This often ties into worrying about what other birth workers think or thinking, I don't know enough to be putting myself out there. Does that sound familiar? The reality is many new birth workers or people who are new to social media are afraid of the exact same thing. And also it might be perfectionism that's getting in your way. So maybe you feel that everything needs to be perfect before you can post. The lighting needs to be perfect. The video needs to be perfect. You have to have the right words. But here's the thing. You have to remember, a lot of your Instagram feed is highly curated. Some people have big budgets, beautiful homes, professional backgrounds and lighting, but you don't need any of that to start showing up. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, I have just finished a workout. I have no makeup on, but I had something to say, so I just got on video and I started recording. If I had waited to go and have my shower and put my makeup on, this episode probably never would have come out. Another thing that people worry about is that fear of failure, worried that you'll post something and get 0 likes or comments or no engagement, that you'll feel like a failure and question whether you're cut out for this. What's the point? That fear is valid, but you can't let it hold you back. So we need to look at some mindset shifts. We want to reframe visibility in a different way. So let's start changing how we think about it. It's not about a performance. It's about connection. It's not about being perfect or proving yourself. It's about building relationships. How does that feel? Does it make it seem more doable? Does it make it seem more like something that you want to do? Because the reality is, if you don't show up, potential clients don't know you exist. And if you stay invisible, you're just not going to have a business or be able to build the business that you want. Being the best kept secret doesn't pay the bills. If you've been around for a while and you get clients purely from word of mouth, great. You might not need to push visibility as much. But if you're struggling to get clients, you do need to be more visible. You need more people to know what it is that you do and who you are. Your ideal clients need your voice and your expertise, and by hiding, you're actually doing them a disservice. The people who need your help won't find you if you stay invisible. why would you want to keep your knowledge and support from them? So stop gatekeeping and let people know that you are out there to help them. I remember social media and marketing are about building trust, not shouting the loudest. You don't have to be the loudest or claim to be the best. It's about showing up, being consistent, and building trust. So how do you overcome the fear and start showing up? Well, start small. You don't have to go live for an hour or post every day. Start with a simple post introducing yourself or a short video on stories, and practice and normalize it. The more you do it, the less scary it becomes. Focus on helping, not selling. You could start with just trying to record videos just for yourself and watching them back. If video feels too scary to start with, then you could start with just doing audio voiceovers on some images or on some videos. And just again, remember when you are making your videos or doing your audio voiceovers, that it really doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be curated. If you are really, really getting stuck in the procrastination of perfection, then just turn on the camera, start talking, and post whatever it is that you just said. And remember, you don't have to be polished. People connect with the real you, not the perfect you. And instead of worrying about how you look or sound, focus on the message that you're delivering. Quite frankly, it's not just about you. It's about the client. It's about the person that you want to serve. So think about what it is that you're trying to portray and who's that for. Think about the impact of what this one post or what this one video or what this piece of content might have on somebody. It might really, really help someone today. So try not to keep that to yourself, because maybe it's going to stop someone from experiencing birth trauma or from giving up on their breastfeeding. It isn't about you. It's about the people that you want to serve. So what I'm going to ask of you today is to challenge yourself with a visibility goal. So I want you to set a small, doable challenge. It has to be something that is going to take you out of your comfort zone a little, but it doesn't have to be huge. So it might be that you are going, depending on where you are at, that you're going to post once a week, or you're going to do one story every day this week and comment on 5 other people's posts, or you're going to make your first reel, or you're going to do your first straight to camera reel, or you're going to post 3 reels. It has to be something that's a little bit more than what you would typically have done before, but doable. We don't want to push you too far out of your comfort zone, because then you'll get stuck in procrastination. We want it to be small steps. But remember to celebrate every little step that you do take, whether it's ticking off a box on your list or having a nice cup of tea, or send me a DM and tell me what your challenge is, what you've set yourself and that you've completed. I'd love to celebrate along with you. And remember, the more you do it, the easier it's going to be to do it again. And believe me, as I said at the start of this episode, I was absolutely terrified of going on video, like maybe sick, literally. And it was just so stressful at first. And now I barely even think about it. Now, there are some times when I just don't have the energy and I won't be on camera for a while. And depending when you are listening to this episode, I probably haven't done a lot of direct to camera work myself recently. So I'm going to join in. I'm going to set myself a little challenge too. And I'm going to do some direct camera reels, because I haven't actually done any in ages. So there's my little challenge to myself. So I'm recording this on the 19th of February 2025. So if you go to my Instagram account and try and find around that date and see have I completed my own challenge to myself and done a direct to camera reel, because I still haven't done one in ages. So I'm going to join in this challenge with you. So let's just round things up. I want to remind you that being afraid of being visible, it's completely normal. It's a safety mechanism. It's trying to keep you safe. But just like being afraid of birth or being afraid of caring for our babies, it isn't serving us in our goals and what we want to do. And we don't have to let us control us, because we can actually take control of those fears, and really showing up consistently and getting consistent and practicing will be really helpful. And it has been one of the biggest things that has moved my business along in how I film my antenatal classes, to the point where I've stopped running Google ads for my lactation consultations, because I don't need to anymore, because I got visible, I got consistent, and now I have a really, really great thriving business. So if you need a little bit of accountability for setting yourself your challenge, do send me a DM, let me know what your visibility goal is, and I will cheer you along. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them as well. And if you're thinking, oh, I want to do this, but I have no idea what I'm going to post about, I do have a free social media guide out at the moment. So you can get the link to that in the show notes, or just send me a DM and I will get that over to you. So thank you very much. It has been absolutely fabulous spending this time with you today. And remember, your voice matters, your work matters, and the right people are waiting to hear from you. Bye for now.